Cool. So where are we going today? We're gonna go check out. Gotta get Chris more Viso.
No.
Drink up. Yeah.
Viso.
Yes. The energy drink of champions. We're gonna go check out a new lead. We've got a gal that owns a rental property in Milwaukee. So Nate can probably show the map, and we'll show where Milwaukee is in relation to where the office is and all the other stuff. And she's got a rental property. She's had rented for 8 years, I think she said.
Yeah, it was rented for 8 years. She, in her words, said she finally got them out after 8 years. So it sounds like the property is pretty much destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but it's at that point. As for her being a landlord, she's at the point where she's trying to figure out if she just wants to sell it as is without having to put any money into it, or does she put money into it and then rent it out again. So she's definitely taking a look at her different options at this point.
She's kind of taking inventory on what she's got to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't able to get a price out of her on the phone, which we normally do. And normally we would say, well, screw it. If we can't get a price out of them, we won't go. But from what it sounds like, the house is pretty beat up, and it's in an area that is good for fix and flip. So we're out in the field today anyway, so I figured, what the hell, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we got. It's kind of a little bit of an X factor on this one, but decent little area in Milwaukee, and the house itself sounds like it needs a lot of love. So other than that, we've had a busy little week. We went to see Iron Bridge Lending, and we went and met with the sole sponsor of our podcast. And they basically were looking at ways to, continue to keep them happy as a sponsor, but also to kind of spread their message and expose new real estate investors to them. They're a great operation. They're a hard money lender here in Portland. I borrowed millions of dollars from them over the years to do projects, and they just got a new office just outside of Portland, which will save them a ton of money on taxes.
Where is it located?
Right off Barnes Road. So
Okay.
kind of your neck of the woods. But he told me that from moving outside of the city of Portland, nothing else changing, the amount of money they save on taxes will pay their lease almost for the entire year. Yeah, so, a lot of businesses do that when they get to a certain point. If it's not a retail shop or a shop where it's specifically that you need to be in Portland in order to do business, there comes a point where you have to start asking yourself, is it worth it to have an office down here? And so I can't say that I blame them for making the move. We've obviously looked at it as well. Fortunately, we don't do a ton of projects in the city of Portland anymore, so projects we don't do in the city of Portland aren't subject to city of Portland taxes, which are on top of Oregon's already third highest income tax in the nation. We're in downtown Milwaukee.
You know what, though? Even though with Viso and stuff like that, when you have two little active kids, sometimes I don't know if there's enough caffeine
There isn't,
in the world.
unless you're able to figure out a way to mainline it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just that's fun.
But they'll wear you out.
It can be draining.
Yes.
There it is. That's it right there.
2100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in reverse. Nate, you can just bring the
I'm assuming that's
bring the iPhone out.
her car.
Yeah. Get out and say, hey. It looks okay from the curb, but it's kind of funky. Is that the garage?
Well, it better be the garage.
It's a little bit of a funky house.
You like that stonework?
Beautiful. looks very.
That looks like a Johnny homeowner stonework job.
It does. It almost looks like they pulled the stone from the hillside and just.
Looks like what it looks like is some guy that did some construction on the side that got let go because they're like, he doesn't know what he's doing, and then he's like, I know what I'm doing.
Just let me go with it. You'll like it.
Yeah, and then did his own Johnny homeowner.
Okay. What's her name?
Christiane.
Okay. Well, let's go see Christiane.
including the garages.
Did you rip the carpet out, or was
We
this
ripped
all?
everything out. You couldn't even walk in here.
Really?
It
So
was
they had a lot of dogs, obviously.
not so dark. They had, I don't know how many people were living in. I mean, it's really.
Yeah, you can change it.
So I think what's happening on this side here is that it's brown because it's on the hill like most of the, we have lots of rain, so it probably needs a dredge of French, with the rocks. Excuse me. It's a really desirable area because it's an island design down here. See this here, probably needs to, and that is really good construction that's going to work for it. It probably needs to have this ripped out and some French drain in here, with the rocks.
So my guess is that this was their grow room.
That was what?
They were probably growing weed.
It smells like dog, but that's
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Does it smell like weeds?
Not really, but I mean, this would be the room that they do it, I guess. I'm just thinking because your electrical bill was so high. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
What I don't understand is I could put,
Maybe not, because they don't have hangers or anything.
I don't think they had bought in here, but
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
not sure. But the thing is, if I wouldn't pay my electric bill right, they would come and shut it off right away, right? Like 150, 180, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And with rent, there's enough bouncing it over and over. And water. I get stuck with $500,000 because you can't turn them off.
Yeah.
It's so totally unfair.
I know.
It's just
Did you have to evict them, or did they leave?
No, I tried for 3 months to get them out.
Oh,
I couldn't
really?
even get them out once I got.
Wow.
They never paid. They haven't paid. They didn't pay rent for like 10 months.
Okay, so they were just a pain in your ass.
Oh, it was whole. I mean,
Yeah.
a disaster.
All right. Well, I think we can go back upstairs, Chris, and get out of her hair.
Yeah.
So, we've seen.
Didn't that?
Bottom line is, she's your typical, completely unrealistic seller.
Yeah.
She thinks that because the market's hot, a shitty house with a terrible floor plan and all kinds of functional obsolescence is deserving of an $80,000 over asking price offer. I mean,
honestly, you'd probably need this at like 200.
You need to buy this thing for like $100 grand, 110.
Think so?
Yeah, 'cause if you were gonna fix it totally.
Yeah.
If you were just gonna make it stupid and buy it as a rental or a first-time buyer thing, maybe like we buy it at 160. But like this thing needs a lot. Like, and you can't fix a lot of it. That's the problem. Like, you start moving floor plan. Well, now you're changing windows and things like that because it's just
Pandora's box.
I mean, you walk in, right? The master bath is immediately on your right when you walk in, and then it goes to this weird bowling alley bedroom.
the whole thing is.
And the kitchen's tucked away in the back, and there's like a little itty bitty bedroom off of that. I mean, you have to change everything to make this thing marketable. You can't just make it livable. It'd be livable, but it's not marketable. That's the island, she kept saying. The island, which is basically, so the Willamette River's right down there.
Mm-hmm.
And the island, you can go stand on it and watch the water and fish, but remember, it rains 9 months a year here. So we're not talking about palm trees and surfing and margaritas. We're talking about, realistically, a lot of,
The island is a place where kids go to get drunk.
Yeah, basically, it's a party place.
Yeah.
This is not the island that you think it is. This is,
Did you find it funny how she was trying to rush us out of there because she has some friends that want to buy it?
she's Russian, Chris.
She was. Yeah.
That was my. So this is all floodplain.
Oh my God, that is.
There's the island, brother, right there.
Wow, that's.
What? I mean, the one that's overgrown?
Yeah. And
Are you talking that right there?
well, right across there, right?
Right across there?
But this is all floodplain right here. But this is, this is riverfront real estate in Milwaukee, folks.
How do you get down to the island? Right here?
Yeah, this would be probably a street that takes you down to at least there. So there's the river right there, right? But I mean, in theory, this should be a really nice street because of the fact that but if you see, like, if you cross the river, you're talking, you know, $2, $3, $4 million homes.
Yeah.
You're on this side, because that's Lake Oswego, right? So we can see nice houses over there. Maybe we can punch through. But I mean, those are multi-million-dollar homes. You got riverfront over here. It's just not nearly as
Desirable.
Yeah, so originally, or not originally, but they've been trying to plug a bridge in somewhere over here, which basically connects you from Milwaukee to Lake Oswego.
But I don't want to do it.
Yeah, and it would help transportation-wise, but they don't want to do it because economically you have such a disparity between the two. Now, I think ultimately what it would do is clean up Milwaukee and not downgrade Lake Oswego, but you got enough people fighting against it that it's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do for some food today, gentlemen?
So we got the other appointment at 12:30.
Right.
We could go to the pancake place.
We could.
Are you talking about the one on?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Dude,
we're
I
talking
haven't
about.
been there since prom night, junior year.
I haven't been there since, well, last time I was there.
I think we do it.
Shit housed.
I've never been.
You never been?
You never have?
Then we're gonna. This is a Portland staple.
2400.
Yeah, like you have. I mean, if you've been in Portland long enough, there's a 90% chance that you've had a drunken night there.
Yeah, or early morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it anymore, but I had a receipt for a long time of junior year. Maybe it was holiday ball or prom. One of the dances, my junior high school, and the checkout ticket said 5:59 a.m. And then I got home by like.
Oh, he's waving you on.
I got home at 6:45, and my dad was nice enough to wake me up at 7:15 to pick up all the branches that had blown down.
Remember,
in
you
the yard.
got
Yeah,
you got the photo radar.
that was his way of punishing me for staying out all night. You know?
And here we are.
Oh, the original pancake house. Is there any parking in the lot? Of course not.
No.
Oh wait, is that a parking spot further over?
No.
Let's see what we can find on the street.
Might have to hoof it. Just that up there.
Sourdough toast?
Do you want something to drink?
Yeah, actually, Sprite would be good. What are you gonna get?
I'm gonna get a Denver omelet with crispy hash browns and sourdough toast.
There's a free refill, so when you're ready to split it up.
You can just say the rest of the.
How long's it been since you've been here?
Junior year of high school, so I'll be 37 in a month, so or a month and a half, so about 20 years.
It's a long time.
It's crazy.
It's been about 15 years for me since I've been here. So
I guess that means we were born and bred in Portland, huh?
yeah. Good effort. I'm still going here for a minute. We got Jim. It's 1925 built, 2-1, 4792 on the lot size. It does have like a partial basement, so living square feet is 763 with a basement of 400 square feet. And this was the guy that called and wanted to get a price from us and talk to him, and ended up getting a price from him. He's right around 300.
Okay.
He said north of 300, but he said 300 or north. He definitely didn't think 350, so it gave us a good range to work with. And then, so not this one, but it's that one right there.
This is the one that we flipped. Well, we actually wholesaled it.
3851 or 3903?
3903. Whoa. Hey, back up. Did you see the tree? Look.
Oh,
they must have had some
it fell.
windstorm damage.
So the neighbors were complaining about Bruce cutting that tree down. And, and then the tree fell.
And took out part of their roof.
I gotta call Bruce.
So what happened with this one is me and Tucker, we went to take a look at the property. It was a lead that came in.
Here, let me talk to Bruce.
All right.
It's he's gonna love this.
Really nice lady, but we actually wholesaled it to a gentleman named Bruce, who Tucker's calling right now. Neighbors gave him a lot of grief for wanting to cut down one of these trees, and they said no. So this is what happened. Is you've got a good portion of it that came down on their roof.
Oh, shit, yeah, it's chewed into it, too. Ouch.
That is irony. Hey, Bruce, man, on Southeast 14th, and I just thought I'd tell you. So that house that we sold you at the beginning of the year that you flipped for that ungodly price because the realtor who wrote the offer didn't ask if there any other offers. Anyway, remember you were getting your balls busted about cutting that tree down by the neighbors? Well, in the windstorm last week, part of that tree fell on the roof of the house that you sold, and they got it all tarped. So if that's not irony, man, I don't know what is. So anyway, I figured I'd let you know. You get a laugh about it. Talk to you later. Bye. That's why you cut trees down that are too close to the house. Definitely much better.
What time is it?
It's 12:24.
12:24. We can go knock and see if he's there.
Let's go knock.
And if not, we'll just hang out.
I mean, the house doesn't look bad. It's set way up, which is goofy. I'm guessing one of these is his car. Driveway's funky.
That is an awesome fucking driveway.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Especially when you got ice or snow.
All right, Nate, we'll iPhone it. You can be our project manager.
Alrighty.
And it'll be what it is.
Kitchen.
Right. How's the ceiling height in the basement?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
you can walk around. It's a half basement.
Okay.
Little trim, you know? Oh, yeah, some.
Yeah, just one bathroom.
So you got a gas furnace? Was it
Gas furnace.
Was there an oil tank ever anywhere in the yard that you
There is an oil tank
Okay.
right over in that corner.
Did you decommission it by chance? Or?
No.
Okay, so it hasn't been decommissioned.
I don't think there's very much in it, but I tried a while ago to get the cap off, and I can't even get the cap off.
Okay. So then
There's a light back here if you guys.
Oh,
I don't know that.
you always
That's
bring a
just the
flashlight
first floor,
anyway, so.
Yeah.
Just because you never know, some places power shut off or.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you go.
So this thing is still run by its oil, or is
That's a gas.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you converted this to gas. You just
Sure.
left the tank in the yard.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. And then is the range upstairs? Is it gas too?
Yeah.
These? Okay.
So, and that is something my renter did too.
Oh really? Paid for the line extension.
Yeah,
Usually
he had one of his buddies do it. or
Most
something, you
natural
know.
do it for free if you do 3 appliances.
It says PEX.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just get a little more and put it upstairs so we can remember what we're working on, and then we'll get out of your hair and let you get back to your.
There's a visitor. And I did. I put some new sheetrock in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But like I said, the driveway.
So we just walked out, and as we walked out, the mailman walked up and handed Jim, the guy, the homeowner we were seeing, his mail. And his mail was another one of our mailers, and he was like, "Hey, you guys are TTM, right?" As we were walking away, and he's holding up our mailer that we just sent him again. So it's pretty funny.
That's the first time that's ever happened where we've actually been there while they're receiving their mail with our letter.
And we happen to be mailing them at the same time.
That's pretty funny.
That's why people call us, because we mail them that much. All right, so what did we see today? We were driving to our first appointment. I talked about how actually earlier in the week we went and saw Iron Bridge, which is the hard money company that sponsors our podcast and will be sponsoring this show as well. They're a great company. If you guys haven't reached out to them or you don't know about them, I would suggest you do. It's Iron Bridge Lending. They're based here out of Portland, and they lend in about 22 states across the country. Really cool guys, and I personally borrowed a lot of money from them over the years, and I would say if you're gonna borrow money from a hard money lender, they would be the guys that I would borrow money from. But beyond that, we went to a couple properties today. Actually took you guys in the field. Wasn't rehearsed. They had no idea we were coming with a camera. Nate snuck around with an iPhone, but we checked out the first house, which was in Milwaukee. Really messed up house. Floor plan was fajankety. It was just, the house was just not good. It had a flat roof, had a weird like grow room downstairs, just all kinds of problems. They had dogs. You can see all the places where the dogs peed and pooped on the carpet that had to be ripped out. There was a lot of rot. It was just one of those houses that even if you renovated it, you can't really fix the functional obsolescence factor. So that one we're probably not gonna buy for that reason alone, but the lady herself wanted $300,000 for it, which is basically full retail if it didn't have any functional obsolescence and it was actually in good shape. So she's out of her mind. She's what we would classify as a completely unrealistic seller. I don't know if she'll ever come to reality, but not anytime soon is my guess. So she was also very sick, so I shook her hand initially and got a bunch of our hand sanitizer in the car, so hopefully I don't get sick because I shook her hand. She looked like, she looked pretty bad. She was coughing and making some weird noises. Then we went and had lunch at the Portland Hot Cake and Steakhouse, which I hadn't been there in about 20 years, but I gotta say the food was pretty good. And then we went and checked out another house that is a new one that, again, he didn't know we were coming with a camera. Kind of a weird, not weird, but smaller house in the Brooklyn neighborhood in Southeast Portland here, just right over the Ross Island Bridge from our office. And it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's like 750 square feet, thereabouts. So a little challenging in that regard. It had a driveway that went up like this. The house sat way up on the hill, almost from the street. And so there's a few things about it that make it weird. He also wants about $300 for the house, which if it was not sitting up so high and it had a basement that was more usable, that could be finished, that value might be able to be justified, but both of them were probably a swing and a miss today, to be honest. But figured we'd take you guys and show you. We got to go see these houses. Not every one of them works out, and today probably won't work out, but hey, that's where you get your experience going and checking these houses out in the field and meeting people and getting good at talking about, negotiating and how to buy houses from them and just kind of picking up on all the little nuances of the business. So that pretty much wraps up episode 7, Real Dealz TV. See you guys next time.